My topic is evaluating pension investment strategies and risk management. The first observation you have is what are we really talking about? Is it in line with what we have been talking about? If you recall, the first speaker, the second speaker, they are literally telling us on what pension is all about, how it's being operated, the laws behind many of the things we do, and of course our interactions with the pension fund administrators and annuity providers. Therefore, this is a topic that will be a topic for the subscriber. First, you are subscribing to this, so it is for you. But because it is for you, does not mean that you are going to limit it there. Our assumption is that we now have the PDOs among us, and these are the people that are supposed to be equipped with relevant knowledge and enough knowledge to be able to talk to staff, retirees on some areas that are gray. And one of the gray areas is that of the investment itself. You cannot talk about pension without talking about the fund itself. In fact, pension has to do with funds. Pension is not a human being. It's the pensioner that is a human being. Regardless of how we use pension, we use it anyhow. But despite that, you need to also be aware of some of the terminologies, and I can even call it a fact about pension fund. Now, in Laspec, for those of us that are in technical departments, let me also say that this slide actually is a slide from our head of finance and investment, who unavoidably cannot be here today. And of course, they are giving me the responsibility of taking it. So I am going to take it more as a technical person, more than a finance person. And I think that is the knowledge that you need. I know that many of you here already has MBA. So there's nothing I want to be telling you about finance that will be new. But however, what are those ones that really concern us? And what are those ones that we need to use to converse with retirees at every particular time we come across them? Because they want to know sometimes what happens to the money. The fact that there was a transition from certain type of pension arrangement to this new one, contribution. And for those who are old enough, they will be very quick to tell you that, oh, that old pension scheme, they're supposed to have investors there. They enjoy more. Do they really enjoy more? Yes and no. Is the new contribution system the best? Yes and yes. Because again, one thing is to have access to money. There is this mentality that in those days, once you retire, you don't be collecting salary for life. Of course, contributing pensioners also find this way around it. And when you are being told something about annuity, about program withdrawal, how you can, start guide it to be able to cut out for you even later in life, it's almost the same. But having said that, okay, why do I find the solution to that? I'm going to start from the background, and of course, this is the background I've just, interacted to about. And again, now we're going to talk about investment strategies, investment objectives, asset allocation, risk management, performance evaluation, compliance and reporting, returns on investment, and PFA rating and contribution. Now, if anybody asks me, how do I want to handle this? It will be tough for me to directly, be giving lectures on this without preparing your mind earlier that you are coming to a finance class. But however, let us start from what we know to what we don't know. Now, these are traditional investment portfolio. Okay, let me say this before I get to this place. The money that is being contributed is not left idle. And that is why when Mrs. Makinde was talking about the fund, she said something about accumulate interest, and that if you don't pay attention to your fund, it will be a situation whereby you are losing interest. For instance, if your fund don't get to where the interest will be applied, then your fund will just remain the same. So, the traditional investment portfolio that we all are aware of are this. And for PFAs, they apply all this. They invest your money using all this. And what I agreed with the head of finance is that let us even look at it. I mean, some of you know, but just as a refresher. Sorry about this. No, we know stocks. And of course, stocks is for you. You are buying from the ownership of a company. I know for many of us that are around today, one way or the other, except we are not working at maybe around 2002 to 2009 or so, stock was as popular as petroleum subsidy. Because every corner you get to, people tell you, you got to buy, if you buy share today, you make 10, 20 million, 50 million. So we all went to it, and then some people smiled for some time, and the majority cried. So when it comes to investment, it's an area that we have to be careful in getting into. Now we have bonds. Bonds are debt. They are similar to IOP. Government and corporation. When you say bonds, Lagos State bonds. Somebody is using bond. What that person is doing is trying to borrow money from you, and he's going to tell you this is the interest. So that is bond, and all those bonds, your money also go into bonds. There is hedge fund. I mean, when you get to these hedge funds, it's not getting big. It's not getting to that time that you put trust of your money in a very large pool of investment portfolio, and some people, there are for hedge fund managers that will collect your money and help you apply it, but it can be traded either some will be stocks, some will be bonds, and so on. The combination of all of it. Then the REITs, real estate investment trust. You can see that our real estate is just developing now. Overseas, many of those high-rise buildings, look at Dubai, for instance, those big ones. The rent from there, and all of that kind of payment that is tied to real estate, is being taken to the market, and you can, subscribe, as if you are buying part of that. And that means whenever they make profits, like collecting all those rents and everything, you will get out of it. Then there's also commodities markets. This one are the raw materials. Bonfita is made from cocoa. You want to import cocoa. Gold, rubber for some kind of tire manufacturing, petroleum products for plastics and all that. So those are called hard commodities. The soft ones are corn, livestock, wheat. It's also an international product. What's the name of this? Ukraine. It's one of the largest producer, and all of these are in market. We trade on it on a daily basis. But these are areas that a lot of investment go into. So having said that, that means the PFA, the people that will give our money to, they have various options of where to apply the money. Okay. Now, I told you about 2009, 2008 when bubble burst, and everybody started crying when the share just left everybody. including this man standing here. So, what happened is that the PFA, those people that's handling our money, has to be careful. Where do they put our money? How do they do it? Because I think we had a problem with a man. The man is an alpha, and they went to one PFA. He forced them to the last. They were explaining so many things to him, including interest and everything. I think he just saw one problem, and before you know it, the man couldn't listen to anybody. He wrote to HOS. HOS set up a committee. They invited Laspec. We got there, we started explaining. The man cannot still get it. How do we do this? In fact, at that point, we have to be telling the man that the 10% we are talking about, it's not 10% of the whole money they are giving you. So we have to drill down. That means for the PTOs, for any other person responsible for administering pension, he needs to know all this. There's more details. Just look at their payslip, pick those items, and do 10% of it. Do 20% of those particular items, add them together. That is your pension. You don't say you are in fact, you are underpaying me. Before I left, I was collecting 300,000. And when I checked my payslip, I found out that what they claim to be applying is just 35,000 or 40,000. It could be, because it depends on those components. So I would say that what are the investment strategies? I think now this particular slide is just to tell you that, well, for PFA, they need to have a very good investment strategies to ensure that you don't put money in the problem. And how do they do it? The first strategy, I think strategy is if I can speak about Ogman Atinuda, the first one is that you must preserve the capital. You can tell, if I take my money to money market, money market is when I just step back. I think those were so popular because the interest rate was good. If you take your money to money market and you say, please take 1 million, you say, okay, 90%. And then at the end of the month, when we start coming in, now the interest rate is not even stable again. It goes up and down. And by the time it's going to be stable, it's not even going to be in your favor at all. Okay? So, the first thing is, there must be preservation of capital. The money you take to the market, you must be able to have it back. If they carry your pension money to market, 1 billion, and they are coming back with 800 million, who account for the losses? So, the strategy first is, if you want to invest this money at all, you must invest it in such a way that at least Osabo will be so the money must come back. So then capital growth. I mean, there is no point in investment if you cannot also grow that money. Why do you even bother? If what I have is just 50 million, and when I'm retired, they are still going to give me 50 million. Why do you even go to invest? So if the interest rate is good enough, you have big capital growth. Capital growth is that money that you have there is growing. If you apply 5%, at the end of the month when they apply that 5%, and the good thing about pension fund is that and that is why when you look at your money sometimes it doubles. Any money you are getting, they will just apply it again. It's called compound interest. For instance, you invest 200,000 and then your interest at the end of certain period, let me say 2 months, happens to be 50,000. What they will do is to add that 50,000 to 200,000 and invest 250,000. Probably at the same interest rate. The interest will start growing and then you start compounding it. Then liquidity management. You see, you don't go and invest and then put yourself in trouble that you don't have money to operate in that market again. Now, asset allocation. All the money you are giving to PFAs, Telcom for instance, Sometimes they will have 30.5 trillion. What they are saying is that all of the money we have collected from Nigerians as pension is 13.5 trillion. So this 5 trillion, how do you allocate it? Now, what they do is that you don't put it in one basket. In fact, don't put your egg in one basket. That basket is also relevant in the finance because they use baskets. The portfolio is a basket sometimes. So, they put it in fixed income security, but at different percentages. I also talk about risky. Where you put your money, if it's risky, but most of the time, risky venture brings a lot of profits. And that is why my Igbo brothers prefer container. It's risky. You can put money on that and then it goes. Although nowadays there are insurance companies that can also bear you out of some losses. But the fact is that if an investment is risky, the returns will be big and fine. Okay, so fixed income security are just like government bonds that I told you. Government need money, borrow from you, and of course, government is not going to die. You can borrow Yasaki money, Yasaki is dead, so you can't get your money again. So, equities, like we said, all this our share, blah 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 blah. So, invest in it. Real estate. So, and I've spoken about that too. Then money market instruments. I spoke briefly about money market instruments, where you put your money and you're expecting fixed accounts, fixed. You know, always fix it. So that one too, and commercial papers, bankers, and so on. So let's talk about risk. To avoid risk, I don't like it's not good. And the thing now is 5%, or you can't even pay the money back. So based on the risk, they allocate all these assets. And like I told you, all the money you collect from you is the asset. So what's the personal asset? It's all the money you do. So that's the asset. So then due diligence, they were also made to conduct due diligence. And let me also say that everything we are talking about here, even the little money that we have at different time to service you, to service, when I say you now, I'm referring to the guys, they also take all this due diligence, and then we do risk assessments, which is continuous. We don't wait till the end of the month sometimes. Maybe you just hear that the grandfather of UBA holdings died today. Oh boy, I hope this thing is not going to affect them. Then maybe you want to offload some of your shares before it becomes an issue. That's just an example. Then you also do portfolio rebalancing. As in, if you say, 50% must go into this because the government wants us to invest in it. It's not working for you. Then you can do portfolio rebalancing. You can start changing the percentage of money each of those areas. Then you carry out monitoring and investment, evaluating the returns which I've spoken about. And then you for PFAs and for any other person investing money that has to do with pension, there must strict adherence to regulatory guidelines. There are guidelines, and you must adhere to it because those guidelines were also done with what I can call very good research. The analysts that put it together, looked at the market, they are top notch. So you will not get it wrong if you do that. Then there are alternatives in investment, and I've talked to you about some of them. The FGM bonds, state bonds. States also raise bonds. There are percentages that you can invest from your pension assets on state bonds. Then, there is this infrastructure bond, and there was a time all over the people during the President Buhari time that they will land this collecting our money for infrastructure. I hope this money is not gone. So, true, it's there, but the truth is that they can only invest only about 1.10%. So, the infrastructure is not something that is really impacting on us. The private, the securitized assets and commodities that are already discussed with you. Now, let me talk about something. I don't have too much time, so I'm going to rush this. there is also what we call return on investment, and that is why you are aware of the transfer window. Who is aware? Please, we all should be aware. Transfer window. Okay, so why do we have transfer window is that you may give your money at the same rate, the same money you give it to. Just for example, NLPC, another person, IBTC, and you look at that money over a period of time. You saw NLPC very high, IBTC low. What's the problem? So that is return on its investment. So, and it's a function of where they invest this money. Okay? So, and for that reason, and you have to balance this return on investment with risk, like I told you. If you invest in ship, it can sink. But if you invest in somebody that is in front of your house, unless he's going to die, maybe he's going to pay you. So now the risk, because of this risk, there is also something that are called multi-fund structure. Retirees will ask you, because if you attain the age of 50 and you don't even talk to PFA investment, do you talk to them? No. But you may receive a test and say, you have now been moved to from 4. I say, who has them? You understand? So what are those funds actually? You see, the funds, I mean, ordinarily, all of us, our money should be invested equally. But it is discovered that human being, all of us will lose. The risk you can take when you are young is not the one you can take when you are getting paid. So what they have done is to break this fund system into 4. Let me put it 4. I think that's 5. I'm not a PFA. Let me just say 4. So the first one, which is default fund, is where everybody ordinarily is supposed to have belonged. But because of the ROI versus risk, yes, ROI versus risk, this one was classified based on the age of individual and ability to withstand disaster. We have different. If something do some people can take off, that die. But what some people still stand. But most of the time, people that will stand are younger. So what they have done is to begin to move you from one classification of fund administration to another along the line as you get old. So, and that's why you have different types. Now, you can, except for Fund 4, if I'm correct, you can actually say, no, I want to go to Fund 1, but you need to write if you are moved. But once you get to Fund 4, which is, you are getting old, that one is true. So you can't, because if you do that, that would be, yes, it's true that has for you. But there's none of it that you will lose actually. Something will still come in, but what will come in is different from one to the other. So these are the returns on those funds. No, okay, sorry, because I have this thing here. So, all right. Okay, these are the returns on the funds for PFAs. Now, these are the ROI, and of course, how we, as at June 2023, this is the way all the PFAs performed by our classification, and of course, we hold regular meetings with them where we extract all this information. So that means for your money, for back pension, it's about 21.2% returns. We say that and so on. But this is not written in, it's not cast in stone. This one can change. So even by this July now, the position may have changed. So don't be misled. But again, this is what we have. Okay. But these are the ones that we examined. We didn't all. Okay. So let me conclude because of the organizers. All right, investing in Nigeria can be very challenging, especially with the high rate of inflation. The country is currently experiencing. However, it is crucial to make wise investment decisions to ensure your money works for you. While making wise investment, ensure you diversify your portfolio accordingly to ensure it's managed. And this is assuming that many of the things I've told you now